Hey friends, you're watching BrainStormAcres. I'm Henry. Today I'm going to be getting this bed prepared here so that we can plant some elephant garlic. I have a bunch of things to move. The old irrigation to pull off the bed. Some stones that we had in here so we could walk. You know, we add additional water out in the winter time. We have both the bird bath and then we put another pan out with more water in it because the birds really don't get much water. For those of you who are wondering why there's pop bottles on the top of these stakes, is so we don't stick ourselves when we're bending over. Both of us wear bifocal glasses. In my case, I have bifocals. Irene has progressives. And my focus when it comes to these kinds of things, especially the ends of small things, is not real great. I'm just going to put these over on the other side. Some of this irrigation is still watering this central bed. So I'm not going to take everything up. Oops, now that one's out. So I'll make sure Irene knows that when she comes to plant the bulbs. I have to pull all this grass out, otherwise it's going to come right back up. And we don't want that.
Hey everybody, it's Irene with BrainStormAcres. And if you've been following us, you know that Henry cleaned out this bed for me yesterday. So today, I'm going to plant garlic. Now the first thing I'm going to do is rake this. I think he's got a little bit too much soil in here, but we'll see. If I have to take some out so that we're not overflowing, I'll do that. But it just may need to be knocked down a little bit. Now this was in here to keep the hoses from cutting the corner. Don't need that anymore. No hoses. The peppermint won't care if I sort of buried it a bit. It'll just be happy for the better quality dirt. This area had previously been a bit low, so we'll rake the dirt into it. Okay, step one. Bed's about as nice as it's gonna be. Now, step two. Here's our garlic that we bought, and it came with a really nice piece of paper, and it says, "Thanks for your recent elephant garlic purchase. Here are a few tips to help with planting." It gives you suggested planting dates based on your zone. We are 7B, and they're saying 7 should be early November. We're sort of early November. It's been weird weather. You can't count on anything this year. Create a planting row in the soil and plant the cloves 2 to 3 inches deep with the pointed end of the clove facing upwards. Somebody I knew used to say, plant them like a lady, large bottom down. Plant individual cloves about 8 to 12 inches apart. Now what I did was when this order came in, I simply used a clip to stick that information on the top of here so that I wouldn't have to worry about it disappearing magically into the morass of other things in the house. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to organize this here to see how much I have. This is just a pound because we weren't sure how much space we were going to have this year. So there's 1 clove, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, or are there 2 there? 6, okay. So I have just 6 cloves, which is fine. I don't really want to peel off those outsides too much because it protects the cloves. And I am going to plant them over in here. I'm just going to dig a trench about 3 inches deep. Get them set in there. We have another bed of garlic. However, it needs to be ripped apart and completely rebuilt. And due to circumstances beyond our control, we have not had the chance to do that this year yet. So we're still hoping we'll be able to get it done sometime during the winter. But we decided that we would go ahead and buy at least a little bit of elephant garlic and see what we could manage. Now, there's a trench. And 8 to 12 inches. Okay. My span is about 8 inches. Always handy to know what part of your body is what size. My feet are also a measuring thing. So, yeah. I'm just gonna I still have a weed in there. Let's get him out of there. I know Henry was trying to stay away from some of the stuff over in the corner here because he didn't want to mess it up. But I don't want the weeds coming back. So we'll be cruel and heartless and dig them up. Now I was not sure how much space this was going to take, but I started over here because I want to have the option of planting some bulbs that I bought over here that are just flower bulbs. So I seem to have that option. So I am going to plant crocus over here. So let me go get the crocus. This is just, whoops, the wind is blowing good today. This is just a teepee bag of crocus bulbs that I picked up at a big box store. I used to have crocus over here many, many years ago. back when we were first pulling this yard together. And the bunny rabbits ate them. That was before we could keep the bunny rabbits out of here. Let's see, this says I need to plant them 2 inches down, and they'll grow about 2 to 4 inches up. And 2 to 4 inches apart. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant them right here because I want to be able to see them from the kitchen. The advantages of having Henry done a great job on digging this up here was I can now just make a 2-inch dent real easy. What I'm hoping is I'll be able to get these guys to do well, and then I'll plant in between them. So there's some other cool things to come up. I'll put annuals in or something like that later. Okay, same thing with these guys, the pointy side up. So your pointy little heads go up. Just think of it that way. What I normally do in the spring, well, anytime we get snow actually, is I pile the snow on top of our bulbs. That does 2 things. It gives the soil moisture when the snow melts off, but it also keeps them from sprouting too soon in the spring. Otherwise, the warmth of our sun sometimes warms up our dirt and plants get confused. I know that they'll look best if they are sort of concentrated a little bit in one area to give kind of a bunching effect. If you've ever looked at a landscape at a, I don't know, hotel or a resort or something like that, or a park, what makes those places impressive sometimes in terms of their flower displays is you have just this mass of flowers. It's not necessarily that those flowers are any prettier than the ones you might grow at home. They just have so many of them that it's sort of mind-boggling. Unfortunately, some of these are trying to sprout already. I suspect they came from the store that way. Our store is actually in a different grow zone than we are in. We are done. Elephant garlic and crocus. Yes. I still have tulips to plant. And we'll have to decide where we're going to plant those. Had a gorgeous display of daffodils last year. Well, I hope this inspires you. As you can see, it wasn't exactly brain surgery to plant these. The bulbs come with instructions, whether you're talking about the garlic or whether you're talking about the crocus. Anytime we get snow, as I clear a path here, I'll throw the snow up on here, and that'll help provide both moisture and insulation. So, yeah, super simple. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell because I have lots more going on. I have 2 big packs of tulips in the office, actually, because that's a fairly cool location, and lots more to do, a bunch more things to transplant. Whew. Yeah, most of our outside work is actually done in terms of planting, but there'll still be plenty more going on. So until next time, bye.